you didn't know, your ass better call somebody.
Former four-time IBWA World Heavyweight Champion, T-Dog Tomasio. My co-host, former IBWA World Champion, Spike Stevens.
How you doing? Sure, I couldn't miss it.
And my good buddy, Craig Block.
Always.
We can't get rid of him. So.
Yeah, well, you can never get rid of me at CTV. Stuck. You know, never.
We have with us a couple of interesting guests who've been on the show before. We're going to bring them in one at a time because the studio is way too small for a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
And our first guest is Rumble Rose.
Yes.
Hey guys.
Whatever the hell the name of her show was.
Independent Wrestling Highlights.
Oh yes, and
Ringside Highlights. Of course.
My memory is Boys and Girls.
Hey, come on. 10 years doing the show, with her.
It's been like 14 years.
Yeah, it's been too long.
I've known this guy 14 years.
Oh, too long, yes.
Complaining and bragging.
No,
a little bit of both. I figured
if you know him for 14 seconds, it's too long. Trust me.
Well,
excuse me.
Last time Rumble Rose was on this show, she had more hair and it was red.
Yes.
It was so much nicer. I like you with long red hair.
It's like an Easter bonnet now.
I couldn't take it. I like it this way. The heat, no, I don't melt.
I'm wearing a mask and she's worrying about the heat.
When I had the hair, it was like having the mask.
Well,
okay.
My other little brother, Hector.
Yeah, we got our buddy Hector Bosa here. We're going to have him come on in a little while, provided, of course, he lives that long.
Yeah.
Tonight we're going to discuss basically memories over the last 11 or so years with this show, and maybe memories of events we've all attended or taken part in.
Mm-hmm.
What I'd like to do is start with Rumble Rose with some of your memories of your appearances on this show and what you thought of it.
I met some wonderful people on this show.
Not to mention a few psychos, but
yeah, it's wrestling.
We won't discuss the host.
Yeah.
Yeah, good comeback.
Thank you.
Yeah. She picks on me. I invited her to the show and she picks on me.
Hey, you're my brother. If your little sister can't pick on you, who can?
Yeah, true.
She's not as little as she thinks she is. She actually missed that. It was always fun having Rumble Rose here because she made the show lively. You know.
Yeah, but you have a wonderful, lively show. I'm really sorry to see it going off the air. I really am.
Well, I've gotten to a point where that's all I can stand because I can't stand no more.
Yeah.
People promise they're going to be here. 3 days after the show, they call me and tell me they can't make it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You know how badly I wanted to choke slam somebody through a table for doing that?
Quite a few somebodies, I recall.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You remember AC Smooth.
Oh, yeah.
Do
I remember
AC
AC
when he couldn't make it. I'm like, okay.
Well,
We were supposed to do a show with him. We ended up starting the show late. It was a half hour. He didn't make it. I'm like,
great, yeah.
remind me to kill this freaking meatball next time I see him.
T-Dog, don't forget Mad Dog Joe Stone. How many times did he
I've
say
been
he was
trying
coming?
to forget Mad Dog.
Yeah,
And he never showed up.
and then you had to bring it up again.
You know how it is. Mad Dog was a good friend, but we never hear from him anymore.
Yeah.
He got sick. He lost a whole person. I mean, he
Yeah,
went from like
anyway.
390 to about 280.
Good for him.
Yeah, and he's still dropping the weight. But anyway,
in the back, he used to look like King Kong Bundy from the front. Now he just looks like King Kong Bundy.
so T-Dog. Now, I don't think they know how we got this started. See, for 14 months, T-Dog lived with his sister and niece in Colorado until they sort of pushed him back because they couldn't handle him anymore.
Okay, that's not quite accurate, but
Almost
anyway,
near
before that, he had a show for a while called The Wrestling Connection.
no, that wasn't my show. That was a
That's
show I was
Brian
guesting
Leslie's.
upon.
And then, whatever.
I actually got
cares?
the
But,
inspiration for this show doing the
for
Wrestling
me.
Connection.
Actually, when you came back, I mentioned it, and then you started going back to CTV.
Yeah,
And
well,
then
originally I got the idea
you came
from actually Brian Ressler.
You may
Helped me
rest
out that
in
idea
peace.
originally because
Yeah,
we
okay,
did
this is-
we did an episode of the show as a pilot for this. Only we couldn't keep the producer. She was about 8 cans short of a 6-pack.
Yeah. So
You know
I-
how bad that is. So when
remember.
after I came back from Colorado, I hooked up with my now deceased ex-wife, and she encouraged me to actually act on it and do the show.
Yeah, I remember. I think I mentioned something like that to you, like if you wanted me to be the co-host or something.
Yeah, well, we had talked about it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I remember you co-hosted the first show,
Right. Yeah.
and unfortunately, I don't have any footage of the first show.
Mm.
I didn't have any of those discs and tapes anymore.
You see how
well-
useless he is.
No, my ex-wife had them. She died, and I can't get them. I'm working on it though.
Okay.
And you know, she basically pushed me to do this show, and I said, okay, sounds like it was something I wanted to do. So
Yeah.
I took the course. I actually took the portable course
Producer's
as well. Never
course,
made
yeah.
any use out of it, so I had to take it over again.
Yeah. You probably
You
have
still
to
haven't
still-
gotten certified.
No, I actually have some use of it. I'm doing a show with my friend, movie with my friends Chris and Jing Bao. We're
Yeah.
doing a Superman movie.
Yeah, I'm part of
Excellent.
that too.
And after they see this, they're gonna either ban me from CTV or they're gonna shoot me.
Probably a little of both.
Or maybe,
But wrestling-
get that Cable Ace Award that we should be getting.
I
You
should have
know.
gotten one of those, 12 years ago when I started this disaster piece? But you know,
I've been bugging for one too, from ringside highlights to this show. So you know.
And the cool thing about Brian influenced a lot of people. That's how Ringside Highlights came.
Mm-hmm.
Because when Brian talked to my ex, Ed, and had
Eddie Guns.
said, Eddie Guns. And he had said, I'm moving to Duluth, but I still want, I don't want to just leave the show. Will you take it over? So Ed took over the show for him, and then
And
he
despite
changed
that,
it
the show
to
lasted.
Ringside Highlights. It lasted quite a while.
No, it
I'm
lasted
talking
about 10
despite the
years.
fact Brian left me.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
It lasted like 10 years.
It was a good show too.
Yeah, it was
I saw a
definitely a
couple
good
of them.
show.
I was on the series finale.
You were on a couple of our shows.
shows. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
And a
sure you're
couple of
trying to
commercials.
forget those
Yes,
shows.
you were definitely on some of the
A couple of the commercials.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody that was trying to be funny.
Who be
They
my
weren't
baby
parody
daddy?
commercials, they were hysterical.
I know.
Yeah, they were original.
One had a talent.
Yeah.
By the way, Brian, if you can hook up a couple of those commercials, do so, because I like to.
Go through.
I like to basically have the commercial running as we change the guests. This way they don't have to see these.
When
people
we
walking
do
in
the
and out of
guests,
here.
yes.
Besides, she walks funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's still a friend, but she still walks funny. I can't help it.
Hey, it's not my fault I use a cane.
Yeah.
Shame
Don't
on
listen
you.
to don't
No, I think
listen
that actually makes sense. I used to use a cane. a
don't
lot.
listen to this moron. He's got the IQ of a rice cake.
I thought it was
That high?
I thought it was just one rice.
You got the IQ of a grain of sand.
Oh,
so
stop
yeah.
it.
Hey, you put
Don't
enough
help
sand in the heat and it
Yeah,
makes
I know.
glass.
Well, it's our last show. I gotta help out.
Why do I get the feeling I'm not going to miss the abuse?
Oh yeah.
Well, you like to dish it out though.
Yeah.
It's my show. I get that opportunity sometimes.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Well,
that
if
is
you're
your
gonna
privilege.
take it,
Yeah.
you gotta dish it out. You gotta take it.
I thought it was on.
What's on?
They said the thing was working.
It was on. You probably hit the
Who's the
button.
yutz who pressed the off button?
You
You
probably
did.
did.
I didn't even
I
touch it.
saw you press it.
I went to press it, but he said it was on.
Wait, can you hear him? Can you hear him now?
Can you hear me now? Is this thing on now?
No,
Did you guys hear me
no
before?
sprite killing. Thank you. Yeah.
You're popping your peas.
Yeah.
Popping my peas, huh?
Yeah.
I like the. Let's be nice here. That
No,
might sound
yeah,
dirty,
you,
so.
you can't say that on
Well,
TV.
So.
Well, I could, but it might sound dirty, so I'm not.
No.
You know. So,
It might.
tell me about the times I showed up on Ringside Highlights. I only remember once.
You were on the show a couple of times because what I liked about Ringside Highlights and I liked about your show is that you didn't just talk about one thing. You talked about a whole bunch of different. You talked about the WWE. You talked about WCW. TNA got in the mix every now and again.
Yeah, well, you know
And
how
that
it is.
was cool.
WWE,
ECW.
worst wrestling ever. WCW, we can't wrestle. You know. And TNA, total non-action.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how you brought us on to do some news reports, you know,
Yeah,
as
you
well
used to.
as
You had us come on
you
for the
know,
last half of the 20 minutes
20
of the show.
minutes,
Oh,
you know,
Which
and-
was
we-
really cool.
What eventually
Right,
turned into
yeah.
the second segment of the show, we had these people from the other wrestling shows. Oh, and look, another friend is here. I didn't know he was here tonight. David Marcus. Well, we'll talk to him later if he wants to come out. But, you know, he was on a couple of shows, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
I spoke about the business end of it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that made it an interesting show. If you want to talk about it a little tonight, as
No,
No.
Rosa, Rambling Rose is going to fit in for me. She's going to spill all the information.
Well,
Okay.
spill all the beans.
But my take on the whole thing is they're phasing out NXT.
That's a shame.
I wonder
like
why.
it.
It's a
That's
training
my
facility.
Take on it, 'cause they're
they're
bringing
not
back
figuring
this
it out.
cruiserweight classic concept.
Well, that's true, too, yeah.
Well.
We can discuss that later on if
Yeah.
you think of it, but, you
You
know.
guys have a wonderful show. It's been a pleasure. Good
It's-
luck.
it's
Okay,
great
thanks,
having you as a
David. It
guest.
was good
Uh,
having you.
LaPayower.
A couple of times.
Only
Oh,
once.
no, you were there twice at least.
You were twice.
once.
No,
I
once.
remember doing it once.
Yeah, I
You
think
did the
one.
WrestleMania recap, too, remember?
I didn't do the recap.
Somebody.
No,
did.
I think
spoke
he's
about
right.
WrestleMania before WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
he
Wasn't
was
a
here
recap.
only the once.
Oh, well, I thought it was twice. I
No,
don't
it's
know.
okay. Continue.
I'm getting a little hot under this. I'm getting a little hot under
We
this.
know.
Well, take it off.
I'm
Take it
gonna-
off.
All right, folks, something you guys have been waiting for 11 years.
Oh,
I'm gonna,
Jesus.
I'm going to finally
12
unmask.
years.
No.
No!
See how ugly he is even without the mask?
Uh-huh.
I'm still wearing the other one. What are you, a wise guy?
Keep it on.
Yeah.
I know what he looks like. I'm still having nightmares 30
Yeah.
years later.
Cracking
Coming from a
mirrors
guy
all
who's a
over the
former
place.
tag team partner of mine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw
cracking-
him once without the mask,
And-
and I'm still throwing up.
And Spike,
Yeah.
and what about the mirrors that are all cracked?
Yeah, well, when he looks
You guys
into
are
them,
so mean.
Have to.
Look,
you
guys.
wow,
know.
we're holding
guys,
back. We're being nice.
If I wanted your
Yeah.
opinions, I would have beaten them out of you.
You know, we were being
Yeah.
nice, you know. we're,
You couldn't
know,
beat an
good
egg without
friends,
help.
You know, we weren't being nice. We wouldn't
Actually,
say
what
good
it was,
things about
I
them.
wore my T-Dogomania T-shirt. This is the shirt I wore for the very first show with
Mm-hmm.
Spike as my co-host and Dream Warrior as my guest.
Yeah, and
And
this was the
This
very
was the
first.
mask I wore because at the time I couldn't afford these.
Mm.
And you know, my colors in the ring were black and blue because after the match was over, that's the color I came out of there as.
That's the color everybody comes out of there. Give me
Well, look at the
that.
guys I got in the ring with.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, guys who made King Kong Bundy look like him.
Oi.
You couldn't beat an egg without help, dude. We're gonna have you on in a little while to talk about that.
We'll talk about more about that.
Yeah, actually, we're gonna have Hector Bosa, the host of the Home Invaders Variety Show, as a guest here because he's a former IBWA World Champion.
So
He's
to
done some
speak.
guest appearances on this show. He actually sucked as champion, but you know how that
I was
is.
the best one.
yeah,
So much heat.
You know how many championship matches he had?
One.
After,
Counting the one where he beat me for the belt?
One.
One.
All I wanted.
I put you over.
Yeah, you put me over, right?
Ah, I was thinking about putting him over my knee, but that would have been a little kinky.
yeah,
Oh.
no.
I am a very sick man.
That's a different show. Thank you.
You know how
not
This
weird
is a
you are.
family show.
Yeah, this is a family show. Thank you
Oh,
very much.
can I help what I keep forgetting?
Yeah.
I'm at that age.
Well, we're not on the Playboy
Oh,
channel. Thank you.
Also, as a guest, another guest we're going to have on later is the current Richmond County heavyweight champion, Dream. You know, someday he's going to defend that title. And, well, like I said, we'll have Hector, my former director and friend for the last 4 decades, Guy. He'll be here. We'll discuss all these fun things. And, you know, we'll talk about his memories of the show, his memory of whatever events he might have been at. Things like that.
And what kind of torture stuff that he did to you?
Right?
You know what I liked about your show? You actually introduced me to independent wrestling. Because
I
what
knew she was going to blame me for that.
I loved independent.
Yeah.
Still love independent wrestling.
Yeah, but where can you
But-
watch it?
Well, that's the problem. You can't watch. You got to actually go out and go to the shows and actually see
Yeah,
them.
you
Well,
gotta
that
have a
settles it.
car to get to
I'm
these
going to a Ring
places.
of Honor show. Where are they?
Oh God, I don't know. But I've been to shows. I've traveled like 2.5 hours to go see a show. But the indie shows are like so awesome. I actually, if I wanted to be honest, I like the indie shows better than the WWE,
lot of people
TNA,
say
and all of
that.
that.
Yeah.
They're
That's 'cause
much.
it-
I think they're better.
Yeah,
They're
the-
more interesting. They capture
Well,
your
yeah.
attention. The wrestling is more.
It's true,
It's a a tougher wrestling.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
damn.
one
And you
in
can't beat the people. They are phenomenal.
You
the
know,
one independent wrestling show that we went to was the one in Staten Island that
ECPW,
yes.
Extremely.
yes. East Coast Pro Wrestling.
No,
No, I
the
was
other
thinking
one that
extremely- I was
Eddie
extremely-
Guns trained for.
Oh, FCW, Freedom Championship
Freedom
Wrestling.
Championship Wrestling, which was the awesome show out
They
here
did
in
some,
Staten
for
Island.
the little thing that they had, it was an
Yes,
awesome show.
which
It really
invited
was.
us, many times, to
That's how
to-
I ended up doing independent wrestling highlights because
Wilson.
Wilson, who was the owner of the school
Mhm.
and the wrestling organization, he wanted to promote the show.
Yes.
His cards.
Uh,
So I started
Would you
taping
know
those.
the number to call the studio for a call-in?
No.
727-1414.
No.
0413.
0413.
Oh, wait a minute.
718.
718.
727-0143.
I'm not getting this. I'm really bad. 718.
Pass me the phone. I'll put it in.
give it to her. She can do it right.
Yeah, well, I
Yes.
want to have my
So-
friend Paul Ween from Fever Keeps It Real call in. He was going to be a guest, but he ended up with some serious stomach problems, so he couldn't make it. And I would like to have him call in. We can talk about some wrestling memories he's got. You know who his grandmother was? You remember Hatpin Mary?
Oh my gosh. Oh my
So-
goodness.
So Freedom Championship Wrestling.
No talking and texting, Tracy.
Yeah.
Hey, he's not going to drive off the table.
Yeah.
An accident right now.
Yeah, you
Only if he's going to do a
you're
moonsault.
losing our viewers here.
I'm trying to finish. 'Cause I didn't finish that.
This is a lot.
T-Dog, remember?
Yeah.
Don't be a pain in a certain part of the human body.
Thank
That
you.
you can't
the part
mention
we
on
sit on.
I'm
television.
talking to the other guy outside. T-Dog is you. I know who you are. Good God, man.
I
Well, that
don't
means
know,
somebody
yeah.
here's got a personality disorder.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
didn't think it's me.
We always had a
Yeah, when-
personality disorder
yeah.
everywhere.
When can we have him on? The sooner he comes on, the sooner
You
he
know what?
gets off.
It has been a pleasure. I want to say,
Well, I wanted you to hang out for a little longer. 'Cause
Oh,
I want you
okay.
to talk more about
Ringside highlights.
ringside highlights. And,
Freedom
you know,
Championship
and-
Wrestling.
well, actually, I wanted to talk to you about Eddie Guns' training with
Freedom
Hector,
Championship
and me.
Wrestling.
oh, they had a great little competition going on between the two of them.
Oh yeah.
That was hysterical.
Yes.
And Eddie knowing how to do video as well as he did, he was pushing those videos.
Yeah, the
He had one-
promotions.
Yeah, he had one where there was a gorilla that said, "We know that Hector Bosa has been driving you ape," talking about his championship. It was hysterical. He did some great things. They did some great things together.
Lot of
And
It
well,
was
I
a lot of
remember,
fun.
I remember a lot of the training going on between Hector and Eddie. We were there because you were videotaping
Yes.
it. Remember?
Yes.
Only trainee in the wrestling business I know who can hurt himself doing a back fall.
It's. I'm sorry. I've seen
He's
how
not
a
a
bump is
wrestler.
taken. That's not that easy.
Yeah.
It's not
How
that
hard
easy
is
to
it to
take a
tuck your
bump.
chin to your chest? so you
Yeah,
don't hit
to
your head on
remember
the mat?
that. That's
You
all.
know, how easy was it for you to get in there and actually practice more? You should have been a better influence on the kids who were coming up. Don't
tried.
get on him.
Don't forget.
Don't get on him. Yeah, I know you're getting older and the knees were starting to go, but
And
you
the many chair
you
shots
should
to
have
the
worked
head.
harder.
Well,
So
I
don't
did.
get on his case. He ended up with concussions because he was trying.
But it was still
What's
good.
He was
your
very trying, but-
excuse?
Exactly.
My excuse: 20-odd years, almost 30 years in the business,
Yeah, that'll do it.
and several
The knees were
injuries.
gone.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I started in a back.
Many chair shots to
I
the head,
started
you know.
in a backyard promotion. That's where the IBWA began.
But see, that's what I thought was cool because when you would show the wrestling matches that you had, and when you had like Stone on and whatnot, and you showed the wrestling matches, I was like, oh wow, there's a whole world out there. That's what actually got me interested
Oh,
in
that
the
would make
independent
sense, yeah.
circuit. Because I had never seen independent wrestling. In fact, the first time I saw independent wrestling was Wilson had a show. You were there, Ed was
Yes.
there, and that was the first time I saw live wrestling.
At
And that
the
really-
church
Over
over
at the
here
church
on
over
Forest
here on
Avenue.
Forest
and
Avenue.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
really impressed you.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Well, there's another independent promotion we can discuss for hopefully maybe 30 seconds if we're lucky.
Yeah. Well,
You
that
know,
was Freedom
Tony
Championship
Dangerous with
Wrestling.
the SIWF.
Yeah, that
Oh.
was interesting. Tony was a good kid, but
I had no idea what he was doing.
Yeah.
I
tried.
think his wrestlers took advantage of him. That was the problem because he's a really nice guy.
Tony's a great guy.
He's a great guy, and
he
I
just
think
couldn't
that was
handle-
that was the problem was that he
Yeah.
was too nice, and his wrestlers took advantage of him in that organization.
You can't let him walk all over you.
You know,
You
you
can't.
know how many people told him he was being too nice to his people? Mad Dog told him. I think Eddie told him.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure you
I
told
told him. Oh man, I can't tell you how many times I was on the phone with him for hours.
Well, I've done that with him too. See, the thing is, I always liked
He's a
Tony.
sweet guy. He's a wonderful guy. He really is a nice
He
kid.
just, basically, he didn't have the business sense to really carry on a great.
It's. I think
promotion.
it was that he was trying to be nice, and
nice,
like I
yeah.
said, they took advantage of him.
Tony, don't worry, we still love you. If
We
you're
love
watching,
you. If you
here's
guys,
a
if
shout
you
out to
decide
you.
to do it again, I'll go to see your matches. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah,
I'll go too if you give me a couple of free passes.
See, he always wants something
I'll
for
walk
nothing.
in back. You guys will think I'm leaving.
They
I'll
wish you were
referee a couple
leaving.
of matches for you if you want. That way you can get in free anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
especially
have
if
a-
they can turn
I'm
on the
actually-
referee.
I'm actually pretty passionate about the independent wrestling. I had a lot of health issues, and that's why I ended up not doing my show anymore. In the future, I may bring it back.
No, that'd
But-
be good. Because I'd like to appear on that show.
Oh, I would love to have you on that show. See, people kid around with you and they tease you, but you, and I don't care what anybody says, you are a walking encyclopedia of wrestling knowledge.
I always
Look
said
at
that
this.
too.
Anyone who tries to take that away from you,
I
Screw 'em,
appreciate
yeah.
the compliment. Thank you.
I mean,
Thing
actually,
is, I've been following this business since Bob Backlund's first reign as WWF
See,
champion.
that's right.
the thing is, T-Dog will tell you things that happened even before his time. That's how
That's
much he
right.
Well,
knows
some
about
of
it.
the
Yeah,
things, yeah, that's
he's-
true.
He is brilliant. You are an endless fountain of wrestling information.
And
I mean,
yeah.
you've talked about people that I've never heard of, and I'd go, gee, let me go check this person out. Like I said, you've influenced a lot of people.
Well-
if it weren't for you introducing me to the concept of independent wrestling, I never would have done the show. Because I wouldn't have known about, I wouldn't have looked out for FCW. I would have been like, okay, Ed, go have fun. I wouldn't have been interested, but I was really intrigued by it.
Yeah,
Well,
except
And I
can
have to
definitely
thank you for
understand
that.
Yeah, well, brilliant-
That's a good influence.
Brilliant is,
Actually, I think about it with Hector. It was a good influence with him trying to become an actual wrestler.
the problem
And
is,
he actually put his heart and soul into it until he hurt
Yes, he
himself.
did.
see, brilliant is a little bit much for somebody who's a putz, though, you know?
Yeah,
Right,
well,
do
you
me a
know.
favor.
Hey.
Don't help me here.
Well,
I'm not trying to.
I know.
The independent wrestling for me was also when Premium Champion Wrestling, when we had Spike,
Yeah.
T-Dog here, we had Lynch.
Yes.
Lynch in the
Yeah,
Battle Royale.
Hangman,
In
yeah.
the Hangman Lynch.
Yep.
Hangman
the-
Tex Lynch.
Tex
Yeah.
What
Lynch,
did you ever
right,
do with
yeah,
that
Hangman
mask? Did I
Tex.
give that to him or did you
You
borrow
gave it to him.
I gave it to him. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure. So I
Yeah,
was
you
thinking,
gave
give
it
me
to
back
him.
my mask. And
Yeah.
now that I think about
You
it.
gave it to him
you
as a
know,
gift when he was
which
leaving.
was the
Yeah, when he started the
Tex
Hangman
Lynch.
Tex Lynch
Yes.
gimmick. I
Yeah.
thought, because I didn't really use that mask a whole lot. It wasn't a favorite.
Yeah, and you
of
had told him it's okay, you keep it.
Yeah.
So he took it, and it was like kind of
Okay.
it was kind of like an homage to you because he started doing that character with the luchador mask because of
Yeah.
you. So it was like a thank you.
You know, see, actually, there's another
This-
influence.
Here's another influence. This is another
Yeah.
person you've reached out and touched.
Yeah,
You know-
Eddie Guns, yeah.
You know, she's right.
That-
I've been more influential than I really thought.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, why is
Please
he
don't-
ending the show? It's not,
Don't tell
it's
him that
not
because
cool.
we'll never hear the
I
end
know,
of
the
it.
head
That's
is
the
gonna-
I
problem.
have-
it's
He's
well
gonna
up into
float
this
away.
room.
No,
You
no.
know-
You're gonna
you
have
know-
to deflate him to get him in the
You
car.
know
No,
how
look at it
hard
this
it
way.
is to stuff that head, a head that size, into a mask?
Into
that-
a
that
minivan.
Do me a
little?
favor,
Too.
shut your face.
And
Because-
to stick it in the
Why?
minivan,
No,
yeah,
thinking
it's
about
not
it
gonna
as an
fit.
influence,
What,
I
you're a
actually, my nephew
megalomaniac.
told me, Dream, he's actually told me that I was his influence to get into the backyard wrestling business. And
That's
actually to get
cool.
into wrestling as a fan, too.
That's
So,
cool.
Maybe I'm doing something right here.
See?
Yeah, he does.
And
Even
you
though
know,
he
here's,
does
find out
something,
what.
things wrong.
here's something to think about. I know that you don't want to do it all the time anymore because, I mean, you've been doing it for a long time. Everybody gets, you know, you can do these shows, but for so long. And you've been doing it for what, like 12 years?
I started in 2005.
There you go. So you've been doing it for 11 years. That's a long time to be doing any show. Even what was
No,
the,
I started in
the
2004,
two Droogies did
12
their show
years.
for about 11 years.
Yeah, and both of them are in a nice home now. Actually, Ed
T-Dog.
Droogie has his own comic shop in
Yeah, I
St.
know. I've
George.
been there. I've been there. But you know, after a while, as great as their show was, they got tired of doing it too. You know, ringside highlights. You could just do stuff for
Yeah.
so long before you're like, okay, I want to move on.
Right,
But
yeah.
I would just say, consider not just closing the door all the way. Once in a while, do it special. You can always
Maybe,
do a
that's an
standalone.
idea.
Yeah.
Well, I have thought about doing that. I'm not really positive if I'm going to do it, because I'm going to, well, actually,
Don't quit, don't quit, don't quit, don't quit.
Shut up.
No, seriously.
Thank you.
I know it's a lot of work, it's a lot of commitment. You want to take a break from it? Go ahead. You know,
well,
end it off the way
Well,
you want to end
Trace,
it off.
I'm
But you
T-Dog.
can always do a
Once in a
special
while.
once in a while. Even Eddie Guns does special ringside highlight specials once in a while.
no, I'm thinking I may do something like that. It's not a bad idea.
You know, like 6
T-Dog,
months
should
from
we
now, when you're like,
go to our next
okay.
guest?
Well,
or, 'cause it's
yes, you should bring in your next guest because
technically,
we're running out
we
of
just,
time.
we need.
We're
yeah,
running out of time. We've
it's
got
not
63
that.
minutes,
And
55
I would
seconds.
like to say, I wish you all the best, all of you. It's been a
Thanks, yeah.
pleasure watching you guys through the years.
He's crying because he's out in
And
the
I'm gonna,
cold.
aw,
Crocodile
this is my
tears.
little brother.
He's trying to get
Yeah,
attention, that's
well,
all.
10,
Rose-
10 years of doing ringside highlights, 2.5 years doing Beyond the Square Circle. I'm gonna miss everybody here. You know, it's not gonna be the
Absolutely.
same.
Well,
Absolutely.
I'm going to keep the
But
idea
I
of
wanna
specials.
say
I want to say
thank
thank you for
you.
coming and
Thank
thank you
you.
for
Craig, thank you.
reassuring. That's why he's the
Spider,
former co-host.
it's
He
been a
cries too much.
pleasure.
He's a baby.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
jeez.
The
I'm
next,
going to let you go. I am going to pass over.
you want to wait a minute? You want to run a commercial for me? Okay, cool. Run a commercial, and we'll switch things out. Our next guest after the commercial break is going to be Hector Bosa of Home Invaders Variety Show and Independent Wrestling
Yes,
Highlights,
Hector Bosa
and the
was-
former
he-
IBWA World Champion.
That's right. He was the host of IWH, and if it comes back, he'll still be the host of IWH. Him and Jamie Hixson.
Yeah, well, he's probably the reason the show went off the air. Get out of there.
Lucky Punk. Well, if you do, then March is your month. During Mephisto Holders March Madness. When the originators of Sign Drop, and $99 and so on, it's even better. Sign with us in March. Check it out for 5 years and drop away with your soul. Scot-free for free. Yes, you heard that right. Say your prayers, take your vitamins, and drop carefully for the next 5 years, and your soul is off the hook. But right now, only during Mephisto Holders March Madness. And Saturday only at our show. Get your keys and free gift from TVs and TV. Talk to the drop. Visit our shows or sign your soul away at $66.99soul.com. Mephisto Holders. We say yes for the hell that you do.
Laura,
Welcome back, folks. I
Tell
hope
Laura
you
you're
enjoyed
into
that
John.
rather
Oh, that's
psychotic
funny.
commercial.
I didn't, no, wait.
Behave yourself, Hector.
I'm sorry.
And like I said, we're having another guest who's been a good friend. He hosts a really interesting, fun show, Home Invaders. Why did I
Yeah,
forget
the
that?
Home Invaders
Yeah.
Variety Show with the hottest, baddest, sexiest man on cable access TV.
I don't
That's
do
all there
that
is
show,
to
he
it.
does.
But you know what's funny? The one memory I got is the one memory that they'll never take from you, is the interview that I did with you.
Which one?
The interview that I did on my show with you, that it was more serious because I asked you about your background, because some people take advantage of you because they say you're a backyarder, you don't wrestle
I know the
nobody,
I know
things
the
of
show
that
you mean,
nature.
yeah.
What have you been drinking?
Yeah,
man?
it's
You haven't
been a
put
lot.
anything stronger in there yet.
Oh, that's
aren't
not
you?
yet.
You know, you
I
forgot
haven't
to tell him
finished.
he's not allowed to drink on. He's not allowed to drink on my show.
No, too bad.
Oh well, it's too late now.
Too late. But the
Yeah.
thing was, that was a hell of an interview. Because
That was when I was wearing the orange mask with the orange shirt and
Yeah.
everything. The last
Yeah,
interview
yeah, that was
with
the
the
interview.
LI Boss ladies on the same
right,
show.
exactly.
I remember that. That was
because
that was a
the-
good show.
That was the interview that opened you up because a lot of people, you know, a lot of people. I understand where they're coming from with certain things, but you did wrestle people that were known. Plain
Yeah.
and simple, whether you were backyard or whatever,
No,
whatever they want to
but
call you.
Independent
Even
You
my
know,
time in the ring.
Yeah, you know, and you shouldn't do the backyard stuff. You should always go to
Yeah,
school.
that's
I mean,
true.
that, you know,
I learned the
perfect,
hard
simple,
way. That's why
you
I'm
know,
walking funny today.
But you know, all in all, that was one of your better interviews because you said it the way I gave you the
The right
thing where
questions and
the
everything. I
right
remember
questions, so
that.
you could say, okay, listen, I came from here. This was my trainer. Dracula was my trainer. Nobody,
you remember
everybody,
Dracula,
everybody.
right?
You
Oh
know,
yeah, I remember. He wore the
Yeah,
mask
the
and the
man
cape.
heard the phrase "last call for alcohol." He cried for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he was drunk.
Oh no. Okay.
I didn't know. Actually, I didn't know he was a drunk till one day I saw him sober.
Like, for
Well-
instance, this
Oh
person.
yeah.
exactly.
Nice
Yeah,
guy,
well,
but he
Hector's
was always
been
staggering
drunk.
around.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen him sober, especially on his show.
Exactly.
But the thing
I
is,
go off.
as Hector said,
He was
we
born
did that
drunk.
interview. It was very well done. And like I said, Hector's got a very good show.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah.
I've seen a few episodes of it.
Mhm.
People have fun on my show. People
Yeah.
know how to have fun on my show, and
Yeah.
it's,
Well,
it's
that's
very
because
relaxing.
of you.
Yeah,
You
it's very-
have a way of making people really feel comfortable.
Yeah.
They like
You know,
that.
same here. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
people
go-
rag on you too much, but you know,
No,
all in all.
no. There's also the fact that you did a couple of guest shots here that a lot of people seem
That's
to
true
enjoy.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
That's
know.
that's
really
what this
good
show's all
shows
about.
here.
Yeah.
All the memories of the
Yeah.
people who are here.
I mean, we had some.
Hector's been here.
Yeah, some really
Oh,
good shows and
Our other
interviews
guests
with
have been here
Hector.
a number of times
Guns.
as well. Eddie Guns.
Yeah.
Well, going back to SCW and so forth, when I started training, that was pissed because, you know, if you started comparing people, most of the guys really liked training with me. For some reason or another, like you were saying, I suck people in.
One of the reasons they like
people
to
like
I think one of the reasons they like to train with you is the fact you weren't taking it completely seriously.
I-
You were having a lot of fun with it as
No,
well.
I was having fun, but I was taking it very serious because magic, you know, the hardest thing about learning wrestling is the fact that.
By
you
the way,
can't get-
anybody got Magic's number?
Yeah, I mean, wasn't he supposed to be here
He
tonight?
was supposed to be here.
But he was one of those. I used to get mad at myself because I used to do it wrong. You know how you're supposed to turn one way. I used to turn instead of turning right, I turned
Magic
left.
always said turn to the right.
Yeah, exactly. And
Everybody did that. I had that problem
and
training
he told
with
me
him.
one time when I got really
Magic,
pissed.
you were supposed to be here tonight. Where are you?
I slammed
Doesn't take
I
it
slammed the
seriously.
mat one time, and he said, "Hector, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm angry because I did it wrong." He said, "I like your enthusiasm, but you gotta, you're just learning. You were there to learn, but
Yeah.
like most of the people,
It was
they
frustration
go-
for you
yeah,
because you were trying
exactly.
hard. You were trying too hard, actually. That's
Exactly.
what it was.
I was trying to get better so that I could do more.
Actually
of the
try and
promotion.
defend that world title
Yeah, actually.
against Eddie.
No, because with the world title, not for nothing, but I really gave that belt a blasted push because everybody, when it came to in the bleachers, people were calling in, wanting to challenge me. I gave that belt so much heat with people calling in saying they wanted to beat me up. I said in the ring. I started calling in the Rocky.
I think I remember.
People calling in the ring, only in the ring. I only fight in the ring. You know.
Well, that was playing it smart. 'Cause
They-
you know, outside the ring, you'd
exactly.
probably get killed.
Yeah, no,
have
I
to like
killed
the way
them,
he's
you know.
living.
But I that's what I used to tell them. I had martial artists call in and say, "I want to be that." I'll go right ahead, let's go at it. But only in the ring. I'm not going to fight you out the ring.
That was playing it safe.
You know.
Yeah.
But that was a way of pushing the belt. You know, I gave you a good run for the belt.
Well,
Go ahead, guys. I know.
Yeah,
You
well-
know, you
Well,
as
any
well-
questions? I'm looking for something right
As
now.
well as, you know,
You
with,
think you're doing that now?
you know, besides,
I'm trying to find out where the hell Magic is.
besides
Yeah,
with
only
him,
on
you know,
TV this
besides
is
with,
what a putz.
with Eddie Guns' show, you know, with
Yeah.
Beyond this,
Beyond the Square
Ringside
Circle.
Highlights,
Yeah.
how he like Rumble Rose was saying,
Yeah.
you know, he promoted it the heck out of it.
Let me tell you
know.
something. When we had that angle between myself and Eddie Guns,
Right.
Yeah.
that was one
I
of the best
remember-
angles because that
Yes.
commercial that Rosanna Rumble Rose was talking about, that was hilarious. And the fact that I jumped on Big Vito to get at Eddie because he pissed me off.
Big
And,
Vito, huh?
and that was the best thing ever because that brought the belt away. That
All
made
Vito,
it more.
all Vito had to do was fall on top of you.
I was ready to beat up Vito. I'm telling you, I was ready to beat up
Vito was
everybody.
6'8",
and-
man,
and I-
185 pounds.
And
Yeah,
as
he's
well
what, 6'8"?
as what
That would have been a three-hit fight. You would have hit Vito. He would have hit you. You would have hit the
You're
floor.
always saying that.
but
you know what, I can,
as Eddie Guns would say, you know, you were the paper champ.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
in
yeah.
his
Fa-
promotion.
You know what? You know
I
what?
You know, he
that.
meant
You know
it
what?
in a nice
You know
way.
what? But
No, he
as-
meant it in a
No,
nice
he didn't.
way.
No, he didn't. You know what? But he could say all he wanted about paper champ, but at least I was champ at something.
Yes.
What was he champ at? Okay, nothing. All right, so,
Well, Hector's got a point
and
there.
thank you
Yeah.
very much. All right, so here we go. Back at FCW once again, like I said, people enjoyed training with me.
Yes.
Because I got the holes right and so forth. I mean, there was 3 people that actually took me under their wing. One of them
Actually,
was
that's
Michael
true.
and so
Hector
forth.
got all the holes properly done. You know, he did everything correctly. The only thing he couldn't do was fall. without
Bob,
hitting
Bob. And I used
Yeah,
to
the
like,
easiest thing
and-
to
and-
do.
and
You
you
got
know
the
what?
holes right, but not the squares?
yeah,
the
no.
holes.
okay.
HOLD.
And you
Thank
want
you.
and you want to know what was one of the one of the voices I used to hear? They used to say, "Act like you're screwing, throw your back and act like you're screwing someone." I'm going, I know how to do that, but Jesus,
That's another channel.
yeah, but no. That's how he told me how to bump, because I used to use the second rope and then let go of the third, and boom, that's how and lift his chin. That's
Well,
how
with
you do it.
Yeah, well, that's
That
how they
was
would
one
train
of the
you.
ways that was one of the ways that was trained. But I had a good time at FCW, and like I said, I'm glad some of the guys that enjoyed training with me.
Here's here's something that I always loved about Hector's reign as world champion. He kept walking around the studio here, telling everybody it was his superior wrestling skills. The man would know a wrist lock from a wristwatch.
I knew a
And
wrist
his
lock from a
hands-
wrist lock.
And
I
his
knew
hands
how.
of stone.
No, that after knocking your boy out.
That was a lucky shot.
After
If
knocking
Warrior
your
was
boy
prepared for
out
that, that
and then
wouldn't have
knocking
happened.
and wait a minute, after beating you and knocking your boy out,
You
trying
knocked
to
him out
cheat
first,
us,
remember?
doesn't matter. I did whatever I had to do. I got the job done, and there's nothing to it. No matter, listen, you lie, you cheat, you steal. I don't care how I did it. I won.
And he's
But
not
that's
even
it.
he's not even a Guerrero.
That's it.
Yeah, I know.
That's it.
yeah,
But I'm
it's-
Hispanic, so I'm in
Hey,
there.
come on,
But the point,
don't take his side.
But the point is, I got it. I did it. I knocked your boy out.
And you're
and,
accomplished.
and I'm accomplished. So what can you take away from me? All them other people that say, "Oh, you're this and you're
One
that,"
victory.
you can't.
All right.
You can't take nothing from
All
me.
right,
Okay, we
Hector.
can give you that.
How about this? We put the title on the line, me and you, 1-on-1. We
Well,
have
no,
T-Dog is the guest referee.
You're not gonna survive.
I'll go for
Oh,
that.
I won't survive. Are you kidding
You're
me?
gonna be like Gloria Gaynor, okay?
Well,
I
you
will.
I
I'm not
won't
gonna, you're not
survive?
gonna survive, okay?
Oh,
You're not
okay.
gonna,
I was.
you know,
Isn't that her song title?
He doesn't even know what he's
Yeah.
talking about anymore.
No,
Yeah,
song
yeah, you're
title.
scared. That's the problem. You're scared to death. You should be.
But
Well,
Tracy,
T-
I, you know, being on this show, learning about wrestling, because when we talk about wrestling, whether it's in here and outside, it's a lot of knowledge that goes around.
Well,
Right.
true.
I mean,
that's
I
true.
mean, yeah,
Well,
I mean, although you
that's the thing is true. Hector did learn a lot about the business, just talking to me and
you know,
discussing stuff with Eddie and things like that
because
too.
I was always a wrestler. I always watched Florida Championship Wrestling, the old AWA wrestling, the independent wrestling that comes up. You know,
Only thing you
Tony.
forgot to watch was the WWF.
No, I actually watched the WWF.
Oh, you go that far back
yes,
too.
and I watched
really?
That's pretty
WWF.
cool.
Yeah.
So-
How
I
many
know.
people we had on this show who go as far back as the Worldwide Wrestling Federation?
Well, you got YouTube, so you can. It doesn't matter how
Yeah.
far I go back. If there's YouTube, there's no problem. I
Yeah,
mean,
you go
No,
watch
that's
the
true,
history on
yeah.
but the
YouTube,
one thing
yeah.
I liked about that type of wrestling compared to is that the guys that they had back then, anybody could have won the championship. The guys that they have now, it's only about 3 people that you know that can win the belt.
Actually, that's the other way around. Back in the old days, it took a lot to win the world title.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but
Now,
like, but
they
you
change
would-
that title
but
every
you
couple
would
of months.
believe, for instance, you would believe King Kong Bundy winning the championship, even though he never did. Kamala winning the championship. You would know he would be a good champion, but they never gave him the belt.
No,
Roddy
Kamala, I
Piper,
don't think
you
would have made
believe
it. Bundy, maybe.
But I'm just saying, those are guys that were very believable that you
Yeah.
could believe that would hold the belt.
Yeah, true.
The
That's
guys
true,
that
yeah.
would hold the belt now, you wouldn't believe it. There's
In
only
some
about 3 or
cases,
4
that's true.
guys,
Look at
you
this.
know?
I still don't believe he held the title.
Hey, I held
I don't
it.
believe you held it even
I
4 times.
I held a lot
so-
of things.
Well, we're gonna throw our next guest in.
Do you want to get rid of me now?
Yeah.
Oh,
We
please.
still got a few minutes if you want to hang
Are
around.
you sure? I'll listen. I'll let the people talk. I'll just hang on the back on if you want.
What are you gonna do? Sit in the corner again like you were doing
No,
before?
I'll just in the back there, just linger around. Like
You
That's
gotta watch how
cool.
you don't want to sit on your
Oh,
lap.
yeah.
yeah,
No,
I'll just
no
linger
thanks.
around in the
You might
corner.
want-
I'll just go in the corner.
You might want to watch out for our next guest because she's
Yes.
got a bodyguard.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, our next
watch,
guest has
you
been
know.
here a couple of times. She made several appearances on Ringside Highlights. I think she appeared on the Wrestling Connection a couple of times too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. She's right outside the door, so I can see her. She can always let me know if
So
I'm
do
wrong
you
or
want
right.
to go to a commercial?
What I'm gonna do, we're gonna go to a commercial again. Get a different commercial this time,
Different
dude.
commercial.
I want to say
And-
Yeah.
thank you, Tracy. I hope you come back soon. In case you don't see me, but thank you for having me.
You know, he wants to thank the producer, not the host of
No,
the show. Gee, thanks. I love
I
you
want to
too.
say thank you, Tracy. And now, T-Dog, I want to thank
It's
you.
good to have you.
Thank
Yes.
you,
Friend.
thank
Always a
you,
pleasure.
thank you.
Yeah, it
thank
was
you,
great
Spike,
having
thank
you again.
In case, you know, don't
Will you
cry.
stop that?
Don't cry. Don't cry. Dry your
Miss
eyes.
everybody here.
Okay.
It's not a goodbye. It's
Run
just
to a
it's
commercial
just
quick. We don't want to
different
get drowned in tears over
Yeah,
here.
please.
hello.
The retirement wrestler, wrestler's retirement home, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, oh, okay.
No, put it on the. Put it on the neck. It's jabroni. She's gonna be looking this way. Slap happy jabroni.
And we're back.
And now you got a bodyguard. you know,
Hello.
it's gonna be
Welcome
guarding you,
back,
you know,
folks.
watch-
There.
Now, as you see, we have
We can hear you when you're talking.
Yeah.
Looking this way.
we have a different guest.
No,
We
no,
have
no.
with
you-
us now Extreme Laura
Extreme
Hello.
Laura.
from Beyond the Squared Circle.
Hello.
Ringside
Yes,
Highlights,
hey, welcome back.
and,
Hello, T-Dog.
Yes.
Hello.
Spike.
Long time no
and we
see.
got her bodyguard.
Yes.
Yes.
Her bodyguard,
Hulk
John
Hogan.
Childs. Well,
Bulk Rogan?
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
Oh, I knew it was something like that. It's good to have you here, dude. Thanks a lot for guarding Laura's body.
Oh, always a pleasure.
With all the degenerates around here, she
Yes.
needs it. So,
Pleasure to be here.
it's always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, you
You know,
both.
Unfortunately, Laura was never able to make it on a regular basis, so, you know.
No, unfortunately, life hit you.
Well,
It's
no,
like-
she was
it's like
on
I
a
told
couple
my
of
friend-
I
times.
was on a couple of times.
Yeah, it's
You
like
know.
I told my friend Lucky. Life's what happens to you while you're busy making other plans.
Mhm.
John Lennon.
John Lennon.
Well,
right?
you
You're
know,
not even a
we-
fan.
she was on with.
I like the song that
I was on
phrase
with Ringside
with
Highlights.
Ringside
Yeah,
I was
Highlights,
on
with
Beyond the
Beyond the
Square
Square Circle
Circle
a couple of times.
couple of
you know.
times.
Didn't you do a couple of runs with the Wrestling Connection back
Yes.
in the late 90s?
Yes.
See, she's been all over the
Yes.
CTV wrestling map
Circuit,
too.
yeah.
So,
Well, I wouldn't have known it if it wasn't for you guys.
see, I'm getting
Yeah.
blamed again.
No, that's a good thing. It's
No,
not. I'm
that's a
not
good
blaming you.
thing.
I'm,
You-
I'm commenting. I'm complimenting you.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because I've known Extreme Laura for many years. She showed up at a couple of Mad Dogs block parties a couple of years back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She was
Those
dating-
were fun.
Yeah.
She was dating one of the wrestlers who
Oh,
did
God.
some
You had to
Mad
bring
Dog
that up?
show. Yeah, because we gotta tell them about the revenge.
Ugh.
Remember? Think about the revenge.
Yeah, I know.
found
That
out-
was good.
You
That
found
was
out
good.
Yogi, or AC Smooth,
AC
was
Smooth.
living with his wife. He was dating you.
Well,
so
he
what did
said,
you do?
He supposedly said he wasn't doing nothing, but I didn't believe.
Yeah, I don't think anybody believed him.
Of course not.
He might have, but then again, we're talking him.
Yeah.
So what did she
I
do?
told him off a couple
she,
of times.
she had dressed very nicely.
Oh
She
yeah,
wore
I
this
was
sexy
much
dress,
skinnier, much
and,
skinnier.
You know, she
Yes.
looked hot, and she was basically rubbing it in AC Smooth's nose,
Yeah.
and she enjoyed it. You remember that, right?
Yeah, and I think I made him jealous with Wild Thing.
Nah, whatever gave you that idea?
Oh God.
Why would he be jealous of Wild Thing? I mean, just because he's better looking and a better wrestler?
Yeah,
And, you
that's
know.
true.
Now, there would have been a match made somewhere between,
Yeah.
I don't know, this show and the Bronx.
I actually
You
missed.
and-
I actually missed Mad Dog's block parties. They were fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He knew how
Well,
to
he
throw
stopped
a
doing
great
them because he
block
got
party.
sick and
I
lost
know.
a lot of weight.
I know. I
Well,
know. I
yeah.
heard.
Yeah, look at it this way.
I
saw a
seen
pic-
pictures.
Yeah, right? He
I
lost
was
a
like,
whole person.
whoa.
Yeah.
Well, he told me he's going to have
Well, first-
3 this summer, but he hasn't had
The
one
summer's
yet.
almost half over.
Yeah.
Guy or guy?
The Wild Thing's not even here.
Guy.
I wish he was here. That would have been nice.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Throw it out
I
there.
think if he
you
would
know.
have
Hector's-
let him know ahead of time, he
Hector's
How many
also
probably
being
proofs
our-
have we
our-
been having there?
Hector's also being our floor manager since
Yeah,
we don't
he's
have
also
one.
the proof manager. Yeah,
Floor manager.
proof.
Well, anyway.
I'm going to go with
G or C?
Guy first.
Thank you.
Well, let's get back to the discussion with Laura. Your memories of this show and the other shows you've done.
I want to know And you gotta tell me, because my memory's not good anymore. How many shows did you actually have
Oh boy.
What do you mean?
all together?
How many?
Of
how
this
many,
show?
Yes.
How
12
many
years.
years?
How many episodes? Like,
Minus the 6 months that Dream Warrior got me kicked the hell out of here.
oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
Okay.
There's over
but
a
not
hun-
including that.
There's got to be at
100?
least maybe 200
Wow.
shows, or close to 200
Really?
shows. Yeah. We've done a lot
Wow.
in the last
Oh, yeah.
11
You've come a
years.
long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even
Oh, yeah.
upgraded the style of my mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have other kinds
Oh,
of
yeah,
masks.
just
No, the
Yeah,
same
but-
mask.
But
What do you do with that mask?
right here. This is the
This
first.
is the mask I
That's the
started
first
with.
That's
one.
the one. Yeah, you upgraded.
Oh yeah, there's something that actually.
yeah, a few
was more-
upgrades.
Or
So now
rather-
you're gonna hang that up in your closet with your belts?
It's still
Actually, I
mine.
was gonna take it out and burn it, but.
No,
bad.
don't do
No,
that.
don't
That's too
burn
many
them.
memories.
Oh yeah.
Well, black and
Too
blue.
many
That's
memories
a memory.
of all the
Actually-
people beating you up.
Oh God, you want a list?
You're a big help here.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. There
I
you
mean,
go.
oh God, there was Bulldozer, there was Mad Dog, there was Warzone and
Who
Predator,
also
and
took this jabroni out a couple of
We
times.
should have did
Yeah.
the bucket challenge with
There
him.
was me.
With the water.
Yeah,
That would have
yeah.
been fun.
Yeah, it
You know
would
how
have
many
been
people
fun.
dared me to do that?
You should have done it.
I
You
You know
kicked-
how
should
many
have done it.
people I told to take 2 running steps right into Lake Pollock?
Yeah, excuse me,
I
sorry,
get it.
I don't
folks.
think you want to smell like
We're, s-
sewer.
No.
we're sorry. We apologize to the Polish community. You did it again.
Got him thinking.
Lake Pollock is a sewer, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did it again. We apologize a third time. Thank
He does
God
anyway,
we're
but,
off
you know.
the air after tonight.
Yeah,
or we get
yeah,
thrown off.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
I'm
look at it this
gonna
way.
say I'm gonna miss the show. I
Yeah.
really am.
Send your
I'm thinking
hate mail
about
to
what
him.
Rosanna said before. I may do an occasional special.
Oh, you mean
And
like
I-
from time to time?
Yeah, once in a while maybe I'll do something
Well,
as a special.
Isn't he taking over and having his own?
He's thinking about it. He hasn't really made a
It's
decision yet.
It's
in
up in-
it,
it's in
in the
process?
woodworks. It's in the woodworks
Okay.
right
It's in
the
now.
works,
You
not
know.
the wood. The woodwork.
Well, woodworks. You know, my
Right.
head works.
And they worry
Not
about
really.
me taking chair shots to the head.
Thank you.
But
Well, you know,
seriously,
it's a plan in motion.
No, because I'd like to talk about like your memories of the Joe's block parties,
Mm-hmm.
your memories of the shows here, and you know.
I had fun. Every time I came here, I had a ball. I had a
Yeah.
blast.
Well, that's pretty cool.
We had good times and we had bad times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We lost a lot of friends recently,
yeah.
and we've
actually,
all
the
been
last
through it.
time Laura was
And
able
a
to
lot of
appear on
wrestlers,
this
too.
and a
show,
lot of wrestlers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last time Laura was actually available to appear on the show was the tribute show we did for Brian.
Brian
Wrestler.
Wrestler,
Yes.
yep.
I still have to make a
I was
copy
very
of that. David Cohen's
emotional.
getting on
Yeah.
my nerves about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't had a chance. David, if you're watching, I'll get that disc to you eventually.
And don't forget
Yeah,
our
maybe
buddy
not in
Jamie.
this
I don't know
lifetime.
what's his name.
Jamie Hixson?
Yeah, Jamie Hixson.
Right.
Yeah.
He was on your show a couple
Oh
of
yeah,
times.
well, I
yeah.
invited Jamie
And
to
Eddie
be here.
Guns,
was
Eddie
busy.
Guns.
I
Jamie-
invited Jamie to be here tonight,
Yeah.
but he couldn't because he was
Aw.
going to North Carolina.
Oh.
North
Yeah,
Carolina
and
to
Eddie,
see
Gun-
girlfriend's
Eddie
son.
Guns is out of state, so you know, up in the New
But he
York
sends his
State.
love.
But he
There's a
does.
few things Eddie Guns is out of his mind. for
Yeah,
one.
You know,
one
that's
thing.
besides when we did ringside
No,
highlights.
well, look at
But
it this
that's a
way.
different story.
Everybody has a lot of love and respect for Eddie Guns.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
got a lot of
And
talent.
Brian Wrestler.
And Brian Wrestler.
Well, Brian,
May rest
forget
in
about it.
peace.
Nobody
We
could
miss you.
disrespect him
Yeah,
Yes.
we do.
because of the type of kid he was.
I don't think we're gonna get over that yet.
Oh, he was
It'll take us a little time.
It'll take us time.
Maybe October.
Because he was like.
Oh,
he was an
really-
influence to everybody
I'm
with
thinking
the
October
with shows.
2072.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was inspiration to ringside highlights.
So you know what that
and,
means?
to your show, to his show.
We were all
You know.
working under the influence.
Yeah, with him. Yeah.
I know that's a really bad play on words, right?
Working
Yeah.
under the influence?
Yeah,
Are you
Brian.
trying to say we were all drunk?
No, we
Oh.
were working under the influence of Brian.
We
Oh.
don't even. That's the scary thing. Nobody's drunk here. We should. You know.
Well,
No,
we
we're
have to
all
wonder about
sober.
Hector.
We might be a
well,
little.
Well,
Hector.
besides Hector's
We
and his
might be a
crew,
little
you
cuckoo
know.
in the head, but we're all sober.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah.
I'm sounding like Pat's son now. Oy vey. I'm not even Jewish.
Hey, that's my line.
Gefilte fish.
Thank you. Gefilte
The
fish.
filter fish. Matzah.
Okay, moving right along.
Thank
Mazel
you.
tov.
That's
Oi,
my
Gevalk.
line. Thank you.
Ah, you're
Like I
welcome.
said, moving right along.
Moving right along.
Uh,
Exit stage left.
what can you tell me about your experiences as a wrestling fan?
I learned a lot. I really did. I learned a lot.
Hopefully she's going to tell us a little bit of it here.
Well, I didn't really. I watched wrestling when I was little. Then I stopped. Then I watched it again when I was,
Getting a
early
little older.
Teens.
and then I stopped.
Mid-teens.
And now I'm just like, back and forth.
Back and forth.
Well, no, but I'm saying your experiences at the block party. Like I said, your favorite must have been when you made AC Smooth extremely jealous. I mean, because she had a
Yeah,
body
that was
to die
fun.
for. She had a body to die for.
Well, that's
Very
like
pretty
I
girl,
said. That's when I
you
was
know.
skinnier.
Yeah, well, you know what
But
happened.
you know what happens when
What
the
happened?
years
She got
you
a-
gain
she got-
weight and
No,
eating
she got
good.
invited to a pizza party. Hasn't ended yet.
Well, hey, T-Dog.
She's got a bodyguard.
Yeah.
He's the one who
Yeah.
invited her to the pizza party.
Yeah.
He's giving,
No
just giving
comment
you a
there.
dirty
He's
look
giving you
here.
the.
He's
He's
giving you
the
the
stink
evil
eye.
eye.
Well,
He's giving you the stink
You
eye
know.
there.
He's the
stink
molecule.
I had a lot of fun. I really did. I could not say there was not one time where I did not have any fun.
Well,
Yeah, 'cause
I enjoyed myself with
Actually-
all of it. People, the
Yeah.
people.
You did, that's true, right? You did get to meet a lot of interesting people.
Yes.
You got to meet some
Well,
interesting wrestlers.
Yeah.
Some
Yup.
of them she actually liked.
Yeah.
You know.
But that was then.
Somehow Mad Dog and Yogi aren't two of them.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
Well, there were other circumstances about that. We
Well,
don't
yeah.
want to go into.
See, the thing is, there was one block party. You weren't there that year. I was, when Mad Dog actually choked Smooth out in the dressing room area.
Ooh, I didn't
Oh
see
yeah,
that.
you told me about that. I don't
Yeah.
Ooh,
know.
I wasn't there for that.
See, I was
that was
doing
years
an
ago.
interview.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that.
I was,
That sounds interesting.
I was in the ring doing an interview,
Jeez.
so I didn't know what was going on, but I heard about it later. He said, "Yeah, I choked Yogi out. I almost put him out completely."
Wow.
Well, look at it
see,
this way.
he's
He
got
came in-
strong hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
wanna-
saying?
Don't
He
piss
don't know
off
his own
Mad Dog.
strength.
He's
I mean,
6'1" at a
he
time weighing
squeezes
almost
your
500
neck. Oh,
pounds.
forget about it.
I can imagine him in a sexual relationship. He'd have to be on the
Ooh.
bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Don't look at me.
Playboy channel.
Don't
Let's
look
not
at
go
me.
into that, please. Thank
Yeah,
you.
why you always
I
talk
plead the
stupid like
fifth.
that?
Yeah, plead the
think
fifth.
about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know, but still.
Well, at the 1999 block party, for example, I refereed the last match. Was a tag team match.
I remember that one.
How about the ones that we were at in the gym? I forgot what gym it was. It was
What's
a
that?
certain.
That was
And
Freedom
no.
Championship.
Yeah.
Freedom. That
Freedom-
was the one in Staten Island.
Well, the thing I
No,
wanted
there
to-
was one
No?
in the city.
Oh, okay.
No,
that
that was
we-
in Brooklyn. That would
Yeah,
have been
Brooklyn.
in Arena, Puerto Rico, probably.
Yeah, that was fun too.
Oh, you're talking about the classroom stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that-
the World
yeah.
Wrestling Union
Yes, that was
We'll-
fun too.
We'll touch on that in a minute. I wanted to mention what Spike was just saying about Yogi getting choked out.
Right, yeah.
When I refereed a tag match in 1999 when I retired the first time around. It was the Commando and the Zombie versus
Oh,
Homicide
right,
and
right,
Monster
right,
Man.
yeah.
Ooh, what a name.
Well, Homicide, the man's a lunatic.
Yeah, well.
I was
Well,
the
he's a
referee.
little
Name
scary.
alone?
He's a
When the
little
ma-
scary.
When the match started,
I'm a little intimidated by him.
I told Homicide, you touch the referee once, this match is over. They spent the whole match stiffing the Commando.
Yeah,
Homicide blamed the Commando for what happened to Joe's brother Mike.
yeah, Mike
And he
Stone.
beat that daylights out of him.
I wasn't there when that happened.
No, this was when I
Although-
retired the first time. He didn't start going until well after I won the title the fourth time. And what happened was,
You owe me a Coke.
yeah, what happened with that match, they beat him so severely. The match ended when Monster Mac slammed the Commando across his knee. And
Wow.
Homicide did the demolition decapitation elbow off the top rope.
Wow.
Commando did a 360 off of Homicide's knee.
Oh, yeah, they really hurt him.
Yeah. We owe each other.
We owe each other
Well-
a beer.
Severe neck injuries.
I don't drink beer.
Oh,
knee
okay. Coke.
injury. Commando hasn't been seen since.
Right,
Wow.
yeah.
He,
But-
MIA?
He's probably DOA
Yeah.
after that match.
Yeah.
But what happened was, after that match was over, when Homicide and Monster Mac went back to the locker room, Mad Dog chewed him out real bad. He left, according to Mad Dog, he left there crying.
Really?
But he was paying,
Wow.
in his opinion, he was paying, in his view actually,
That's got to
he
be
was
serious if
paying
you're going out
Homicide back.
crying.
he was paying the Commando back for what happened to Mike Stone.
Yeah, he blamed him for his death.
He was wrong
What?
after I spoke to Bulldozer. He
That's
got
crazy.
he got a totally different story, which made more sense. Mike suffered an asthma attack during a game of freeze tag.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, you said it
sat
was
down- yeah, that-
manhunt.
Yeah, but
Ooh.
no, Bulldozer told me he thinks it was,
You
it
okay? You
was
want a
freeze
drink?
tag. He sat down on the curb, and he's rocking back and forth. You've seen how kids do that when they can't breathe.
Yeah.
He rocked too far back.
Ooh.
He bled into his brain. He died of a cerebral
Ooh.
hemorrhage on the way to the
Ooh.
hospital a half hour later.
Wow.
And homicide blamed Commando for what happened. I'm not
Really?
100% sure why.
Mm.
He said it was Mike's old drug problem. He cleaned himself up. Commando pulled him right back in.
Mm.
Yeah.
And homicide thought that's what killed him. Well, we're getting ready for another commercial. I'll tell you a little more about that before the commercial. Well, that's about it.
Yeah.
Commando and Homicide never did another show. for Mad
Nope.
Dog.
That was it, right?
Yeah, they were done.
They did.
Yeah.
I don't blame them. You know, that's somebody that they, you know,
Well, no, what it
his
was.
brother,
No,
right?
Commando
Right.
Commando was seriously injured. He was forced to retire after that, from what I heard.
I'm talking
And
about
Homicide,
Mike.
Homicide
That
wasn't
was-
allowed to come back.
Wasn't Mike
Yeah.
Mad Dog's brother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mike
that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's a big.
Yeah, Pretty
No,
Boy
what
Mike
happened
Stone was only 20 when he died.
Wow. He was
Homicide was
young.
not invited
was,
back to
yeah.
the block party for what he did. Commando wasn't welcome to begin with after that show. So, let us go to another commercial. We're going to bring in another guest,
Yep.
and hopefully I can remember who the hell the guest was.
Guy.
Guy.
Guy Cormier.
Good
Guy
friend of mine for the
Cormier.
last 4 decades.
So I mean,
Former director of this show. And,
Well, in the commercial.
okay.
let us go to the commercial.
It was
so
a
we can-
pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
It was a pleasure.
Our pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Sir, always a
Mwah,
pleasure.
mwah.
It was
Love
a
you,
pleasure,
love you.
John.
Kiss
Kisses.
you on the lips. Messy.
No, that's okay.
It used to
Don't
be
get down
real
quick.
cheap.
Look.
Whoop!
Now he gets
might
mugged
help.
on the way
Yeah.
home from the grocery store.
She
Now,
has a lavalier mic, and she figures to take
yeah,
it off.
folks,
There you go.
Hangman
Okay,
Texas
well,
here
oh,
to
there's
tell you all
Hangman
about the
Texas.
Luchadors Retirement Home. We got branches in Boca Raton, Florida, Flagstaff, Arizona, and lots of other places where professional wrestlers go to retire. Let's face it, folks, some guys just don't know when it's time to hang up the tights. And that's what the Luchadors Rest Home is all about. Your luchador enjoy sun, fun, pool, free drink, a customized home entertainment center in every room. And at the end of the day, they can sit back and relax in sunshine. They can also enjoy our completely stocked fitness center where they can work out for as long as their arms will hold. And in the basement, we got our own wheelchair-accessible wrestling ring so that they can mix it up one more time before the great pay-per-view in the sky. So if you've got an old luchador around your
Unfortunately,
home
we don't
just
have
taking up
paper, so
space,
you can't.
send them down to the Luchadors Retirement Rest Home. For more information, send a postcard to Luchadors Retirement Rest Home, Post Office Box 1155, Gatos Muertos, California 81009. Give us a call. Somewhere, a lonely old luchadors are waiting for the rest home. Bye.
Eddie
Are you
Guns
gonna be,
is a
are
sick
you gonna
man.
be going to that rest home soon?
Nah,
Nah.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I'm
darn.
not that old yet.
Well,
Well, look.
it's your time.
We're opening up this segment with a good friend of mine for the last 4 decades. We've been through all kinds of hell. He's directed this show. He's made an occasional appearance on this show. And I wanted to bring him in as a guest because we're not doing the show after tonight. And basically want to get your opinion of all the stuff you've done with this show over the years.
Okay, what would you like to know?
What part of the stuff you did for this show over the last
What show?
several...
His show.
He started to sound
Oh.
like Vinnie Barbarino.
His show.
Oh, his show.
And what influence got you into
Okay.
doing his show?
Yeah.
Thank
Or
you.
actually, what influence brought you to CTV? Stuff like that, too.
Okay,
'Cause I know you were never an active wrestler.
well, okay, let's just start from the beginning when I got involved with your show. I was home, flipping through the channels like we men always do.
Bored out of his mind. He told me
Yeah,
about that.
yeah, I was bored out of my mind with the crappy stuff they had on TV.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I came across your show, and I said, wow, this must be the crappiest show ever. Nah, I'm only joking.
For your sake, I hope so.
Nah, I saw the show, and I said, what the bleep, bleep, bleep? How did he get on TV?
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
Who you bribe.
So I called in.
How many people you grease hands with?
So I called in, and I asked him, hey, how did you get on TV? So, and he said, we're doing the show live. Call me after the show. So I waited for the show to end. I was looking at my watch. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Finally, then I called up and asked him. He told me. He invited me down to the show. I came in as part of the audience. Then he had me join his show as talent for 4 months, and that's when I started taking a studio course to do my own show. I took the studio course, and I was, if I'm correct, I'm the only one who got certified the quickest
Out of that class, I have no idea. I wasn't there.
Of everybody. So then
also, a lot of the people you were training with
Yeah.
didn't follow up.
Yeah, a lot of them didn't follow up. But this is something I've always wanted to do. Since I was a little kid, I've always wanted to do TV. So then I did my portable. I did 3 shows, and I was off and running. 4 months later, I took the portable course. Got that done very quickly.
Yeah, well, it's a 2-day course for both of them. But that was the thing. Your interest in doing CTV came from this show. Another influence I've had, which is pretty cool. Yeah. You've been having a lot of fun with it over the years.
Well, actually, I was more. I was inspired to follow up, but my actual inspiration is the actors and who were my idols as a kid.
That's what I'm saying. Is you got the idea from watching the show.
It gave me, let's say, it gave me a push.
Incentive.
Incentive because I never knew that there was public access until I switched on the channel and I saw your show, and it just gave me, let's say, a second inspiration to
right.
To do
well,
my
that's
show.
the thing, because I've done Guy's show a couple of times. He has some very interesting topics, which are kind of surprising because you know there's not that much of excitement on Staten Island.
I wanted to ask Guy a question. Now, on the first day you saw his show, and he said to give him a call. You mean you didn't fall asleep on his show when you were watching it?
No, I was.
And to call him the next day?
Well, I had to wait about 10 minutes because I was having a heart attack at the moment.
Craig,
where
would you like to remain sent?
Cremated, but you know,
let's just say at that time, let's just say be thankful there wasn't Smell TV.
Okay, yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
You got to admit, we've had some very interesting shows here on this.
You did. I had a good time doing your shows, and I got a kick when Joe Stone and Warrior was on your show. As much as they were busting my chops, I love busting their chops too, because I always called Warrior Porcupine. Then with Joe Stone, I just got so tired of him busting my chops. I go to Joe Stone, hey Joe, I recently saw you in a movie. Weren't you in the movie Free Willy?
I remember that comment. Mad Dog looked at me.
And so then I go to him, as I remembered, there was didn't you also do a remake, a sequel, Free Willy 2?
And somehow he's lucky he didn't end up on the receiving end of a choke slam.
And you know how big Willie is. So.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I'm surprised you didn't end up on the receiving end of a choke slam. You know, but basically what it was the fact that you took such an interest in CTV, and I needed someone I could actually depend on as a director. And you know.
Yeah, I enjoyed as much as I busted chops on your show a lot of times, and even though you have me on your show as much as I would like, I would love to have been on more often. But I enjoyed doing the show. I enjoyed directing for the 11 years that you did the show.
Yeah, and you know, we had, like I said, we had fun with the show.
Yeah.
And I had, like I also said, I had a director I could rely on. Because half the time I'd call for a director and nobody would show up.
And sometimes I would, once in a while, I would get a little, you can say, devilish, and I would put up words along the screen to tease you a little. If you remember.
And he forgets. He forgets, I don't have my glasses, so I couldn't even see them.
I
can't see
remember
that
that.
screen.
Or when we were seeking in our sheets, or the bouncing balls of us, going all around the world.
We even have a cut. The last time, I think this was like 2 months ago, we didn't really have a chance to show my animation that I did of your character, of you as T-Dog, and my character as the Exterminator. I did an animation.
Terminator was the name.
Well, Terminator, Exterminator, whatever. It's
That
all the
match
same.
ended up being something of a disaster because the show it was on didn't work out too well.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. And you still have that my animation up on there. But I wanted to do a little because I'm getting into doing animation as well, and let's just say it's coming along really really good.
Well, if I do decide to do occasional reunion shows of Beyond the Squared Circle, we can check them out. At some future date.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm burned out on this show. That's why I'm letting it go.
Yeah, and we even did a wrestling match at Caruso's in Lake Hiawatha.
ECPW. That's the match I was saying turned into a disaster because the show stunk. Remember?
Yeah.
It was a decent match. For someone who had no training at all, it was a decent match. Problem was the show was on.
Yeah. I blew Joe Stone's mind when he saw, because I was never trained and never taught. I just knew how to do it, and I blew his mind away when he saw me do the wrestling moves.
Well, the thing was, he realized essentially, you work on instinct instead of actual training, which got you pretty far. We're getting invaded again over here.
And I enjoyed doing your show and stuff, and let's just say you had a number of crazy guests over the years.
Yeah, two of them right in front of the screen now, doing whatever the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, I think Hector's doing Harpo Marx, his impersonation.
Yeah.
So
you're making my mask hurt.
We're probably on Facebook Live right now.
Oh, geez.
Now we're
hey,
really
everybody.
Yeah,
Hello
now the
out
whole
there,
world
folks.
can see us.
Hello.
The whole world's gonna be scared to death.
Yeah. And I was looking
and
at
with
that
good
face. Yeah.
Well, I got the Lee brothers over here. Ugg, Home, and Uglier.
Oh,
That's his
thank
cousin.
you. Yeah, thank you.
We got Ugg, Home, and extremely Ugg.
Yeah, but you forgot.
Ugg, Home.
See,
and
ladies
Fun.
and gentlemen, he doesn't want to tell you his real name.
Yeah.
Ugly.
Okay. Oogly.
That's how much you know
Oogly,
is Foogly Oogly.
Foogly Oogly. Thank you. Yes.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Let's
Foogly
get back to
Oogly.
Yeah.
Let's get back to what's supposed to be on this show.
All right.
And let's just say you had a
I've
lot
missed
of
with every bullet so
you
far.
had a lot of crazy wrestlers over the years.
Oh yeah.
And
Were you
stuff.
there for the Island Kings?
Yes, I was.
You remember them too, don't you?
Yeah, I like to forget. And I even went to Joe Stone's block party a number of times.
We've been to his block parties a few
Sure,
times.
And
we wrestled on his block parties a few times.
That's true too. Yeah.
In my career here at CTV in the 11 years, there was only 3 sports shows that I directed. I directed Ringside Highlights for 11 years, Beyond the Squared Circle for 11 years, and every so often when Eddie and Rosanna did Ringside Highlights here in the studio, I directed that too.
And that was a rarity. Those guys very seldom worked here.
Okay. What is
I
it?
would love to have
Wait a
been
minute.
on Ringside Highlights.
Hold it. What are you saying?
What's the matter?
20 minutes.
20 minutes
I know
left.
what time it is. I don't
Okay,
need
no.
a blooming cuckoo clock. Yeah.
So
bring on-
we
Well,
should bring
what we're
somebody
going to do
else
now
now.
is we're going to run a third commercial. This way we can have
have
Guy
fourth, I
exit
think.
Yeah.
and bring in Christine Schiavone, who does her show, Spiritual Exploration. And she produced the first episode of this show and co-produced the second episode. And I want to bring her out when the commercial runs. Run the commercial, dude.
About the paternity of your child, you're probably a slut. But that's okay, because we're here to help. For your free paternity testing kit, log on at whobemybabydaddy.com. Just one squirt, and we will dish the dirt. We've been serving the celebrity and reality talk show circuits for years now, and our fast service and accurate results are rated #1 by Gangster and Thug Life magazine. WhoBeMyBabyDaddy.com for when you gots to know.
Spike, you want to come back to the table here?
Yeah.
That would have been all right. Well, welcome back again. I hope you're enjoying these psychotic commercials. We can blame Rumble Rose and Eddie Guns for them.
I know that last one was a real doozy.
Oh, yeah.
And let us welcome our next guest,
Yeah, Eddie Guns
Christine
is
Schiavone.
disturbed.
Thank you for being here. and thank
It's
you
my
for helping with the show
pleasure.
over the years.
Yes, well, I remember when we did the first couple of shows, and I was involved because you
Yeah.
hadn't been
Certified.
certified yet. And so you asked me if I would get you started, and I said sure. And
See, we got somebody else we can blame for this show now, too.
Yeah.
Hey,
It
come
was,
on, but it was
that
a
first
well-
show
well
that
worth it.
Christine produced was the one with Dream Warrior with me and Spike Stevens as co-hosts.
Right,
Okay,
yeah.
maybe it wasn't well worth
No.
it.
So I'm beginning to wonder with that, and
Yeah.
I've, I think I've made a couple of guest appearances on your show too, haven't I?
you might have over the years, but there were so many. I mean, I've been doing my show for 17 years now,
She's just trying to outdo me over here. And she'll
Yeah.
And
get
she is outdoing you.
Don't remind me, please. Yeah,
It's so
and,
much fun, though.
Getting the grades over on
Christine, actually, you made a few appearances on this show as well, didn't
Yeah.
you?
Yes, most recently with Lucky G when we
Lucky
did
G,
the show about
the Reiki show.
Reiki.
And Lucky, if you're watching, here's a shout out to you, and I hope you feel better.
Oh, she's not. I was wondering what happened. I thought she was supposed to be here tonight.
She was. She said she was helping to clean her mother's house, and she pinched a nerve in her hip. And the only time the doctor would see it was 7:15, so she wasn't gonna make it.
Wow. Yeah, I
So
see that. Yeah. Sure.
hopefully everything is feeling
Yeah.
better and you're resting comfortably.
Yeah, we hope you're
Hopefully you're
okay.
watching my show.
Reiki, Lucky. I'll send you some Reiki, okay?
That's something we can talk about.
Yeah.
Christine and Lucky appeared on this show about
A couple
3
months.
months ago.
Yeah, a few months
And,
ago.
Yeah, it was, I think, February or
performed
it was
Reiki
winter.
on all the cast members over here because
Yeah.
Lucky was with her. She was using
Right.
the
Lucky
tuning
was
forks,
doing her tuning fork healing. Yes.
and you were doing the Reiki.
The Reiki, and we put it together. It's a funny thing about healing, because I think I have been finding that it's even more effective when you get 2 or 3 healers together with different
Yeah.
modalities.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And actually, proof of that is the show you did here with the crew of the cast of this show.
Yes.
Yeah, with your
Yes.
girlfriend.
You were helping. Lucky, and she was helping you.
That's right.
And I noticed it did work out really well.
Yeah.
That's
Because
right.
everybody who took part in that
Right.
came out feeling a lot better.
Yes.
Pat was
Yeah.
in here, one of her first times, actually her first time on this show.
Right.
She was a nervous wreck. But you know how it is.
And then,
You're used to it.
And the two of you helped us after the show and felt really, really relaxed about it.
Yeah.
Stuff
Yes. Well,
works.
that's what it does. It relaxes you so
Yeah.
that your body will allow you to heal.
Yeah.
The only
yeah.
problem was Christine wanted me to pay her with one of my masks.
Yeah, right.
One of your masks.
No, she wanted to
Well,
remember me forever.
What was she gonna do with one of your masks?
That's right. What would I do with it?
Well, I don't know. You could probably wear it to dinner somewhere or something. I
Wear
don't
it to
know.
dinner
Oh, if I didn't want to be
Fumigated
recognized.
and everything
Ah.
else,
Well, yeah. No, but like I said, I was glad because Christine, didn't you also work on the Wrestling Connection with Brian and David Cohen?
Yes, I did, as a matter of fact, a couple of times. Sure, yes, I
The
do
bad thing
remember
is she
that.
worked this camera, and I don't even remember it because I was on the show a few
I
times.
worked on so many shows. My name is all over the place.
And she's giving serious thought to changing her name. The old one's getting worn out.
Yeah.
No, but
Uh,
you know,
um, Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
She was part of the crew for the original Ringside Highlights. In fact, I think she was the only person that showed up.
Really?
that happens sometimes.
That happens sometimes, yes.
Who's
got it.
calling? Oh, Jamie. Okay, put him on.
Hey!
Hello?
Hey, champ. Happy trails to you.
Hey, how you doing, Jamie?
How you doing, Jamie?
Hi, Jamie.
Thanks for calling.
Hey, guys. I'm doing good.
Oh, that's cool.
Great.
Have you gotten to where Tyler is yet, or what?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he, his mother, and his sister and I are having dinner at the Olive Garden right now here in North Carolina.
And you didn't invite me. I don't like you anymore.
Dare you?
They
I'm
wanted
kidding,
to have
I'm
a
kidding.
good time. That's why you didn't
Spike.
invite.
I promise I will give you a rain check for next time.
Huh?
Well, this
give
is
you
going
a
to be the
ring.
last time.
This is the last show.
Yeah,
This is
this is
the
the
last
finale.
time.
It's the last show
Yeah,
because
it's
you
a
couldn't
series
make it.
finale.
Yeah.
Actually,
But
I'm just
it's-
busting your chops.
yeah.
Don't take me
Yeah,
seriously.
I know. That's exactly why I called. I was stunned to hear that this was going to be your last show. I only heard about this 2 days ago. So I
Actually,
figured
I
I'd
told you
call
about
in
it last
and
month, but you
wish you
forgot.
happy trails because you have done so much for me and my career. You helped open a lot of doors for me, and we had great times
Well, that's
discussing
true.
wrestling
Yeah.
together. I'm really going to miss that show a
I
lot.
appeared on Jamie's show
Rings,
in the Bleachers a couple of
right.
times. I was there when he proposed to his fiance,
Mm-hmm.
and I was there with Hector. That wasn't my idea, but
That's right.
it happened.
You got
Well,
stuck.
Yeah, well, he was the co-host, so I had to put up with him.
Yeah.
Well, Jamie, I hope you enjoy your weekend, and I
Yeah.
hope everything goes well
And
with Tyler
yeah,
and everybody.
thanks for
Tell
calling.
everybody I said hi.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for
Thanks,
calling,
guys.
dude.
yeah,
Jamie.
and
I'll
yeah,
send them your regards, okay?
Okay,
Right.
thanks a lot, dude.
yeah, come
Talk
home
to you
soon.
later.
Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Be well.
You too.
Bye-bye.
That's Jamie Hixson,
Yeah.
everybody's friend here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Another,
He's a really
Very
great
nice
guy.
person.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
nice
Another
person.
yeah.
Yes,
Jamie's a
absolutely.
sweetheart. He helps
Yeah.
people out when he can.
Oh yeah, he
And,
does. Of
You know,
course.
he's always an upbeat personality.
Always has a smile and a pleasant word to say to you.
Yeah, has anybody ever noticed nobody has ever seen Jamie in a really bad mood?
No.
That's true. That's
very
true.
even.
That's a good thing.
tempered.
It's hard to believe you
Yeah.
can actually go through life being in a jolly
Yeah,
good mood
he
all
is
the time.
sweetie,
He's
yes,
a man with a good
absolutely.
heart, you know.
Yeah.
That's
Like
right, he
everybody
is.
in here, you know. Like
No, that's the
how
thing.
we are in here. You
There's another influence, like what Rosanna was saying before.
Yes.
You know, I basically, by befriending Jamie when he first got here,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of influenced him to do his own show. Because he saw this show a couple of times, I believe, and he liked the idea.
Tell me, do you feel that the show has run its course?
Pretty much.
Well, pretty
yeah.
much because I've been having serious problems with
Oh,
guests promising to show up and then screwing up the show by not being there.
Do you know how many shows I've had to cancel and postpone because guests or this happened, that happened, they call, they had an emergency or whatever. It happens. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, but these guys will no call, no show.
Yeah. Well,
number of
yeah.
times.
Sometimes they're just being irresponsible.
Yeah, the least they could do is
You've
call.
always had the
you know.
respect of your guests where they would call you and let you know.
Oh
if
yeah,
couldn't
they
make it
always
for
let
one
me
reason
know
or
ahead
another.
of time. Sure.
Yeah, my
They-
guests wouldn't do that.
Tracy, letting you know, I got John Contaduca on Facebook Live.
What are you telling him for? He's out there. I'm T-Dog, remember?
Oh, I'm so sorry. What?
She keeps forgetting.
Tracy's out here for God's sake.
She forgot. That's all right.
Tracy's out there.
Yeah, Tracy's out there.
John
Tracy's
Contaduca's.
Just because there's two T's.
Yeah, Tracy T-Dog.
Don't be a wise guy, Hector.
Left T, right T. Thank you.
I'm gonna smack you in the head later
Yeah,
too.
yeah, we'll talk about that later. Thank you.
Now, what were you saying?
Wait, T-Dog. I got John Contaduca here, and he said to tell you it's on for next month. He's
Okay,
gonna
just-
have to have a match.
Okay, tell him to just call me. I'll have my stand-in get together with him on it.
Stand in him or stand in me?
I was thinking maybe Hector.
Oh, okay.
Stand in Hector.
Well, we've still got 12 minutes here. What do you bust my onions for?
He said his soccer.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
We
Let-
gotta bring Dream in too.
For your belt.
Oh yeah, we've talked about that. Does he want me in ring gear or can I wear a diaper?
Well, we'll get the
I
response
better,
on
I
a
better
couple
be
of
very
minutes
careful
after
with that. He
that.
might say a diaper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
right.
it takes a
If
couple
he
of
does,
seconds
tell him he's
for
going
delay.
through a table.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, let's get back to our guest. And,
Yeah.
So then, and it was so mostly because you've had a lot of guests of late who
Over the
just were
years.
over the years who were
Yeah,
very
many times.
irresponsible.
The guy we were talking about before with Laura,
Yeah.
AC Smooth.
Uh-huh.
He's supposed to make an appearance on the show. I get a text message from him. He's stuck in the subway.
Well, you know, with
Well, you know,
something
it
like that,
happens.
you know, you can't.
Well,
you
yeah.
can't
No, but the thing with that
we
was,
still don't
I
have
don't
the
think
c-
he was stuck in the subway. He
we
just
s-
needed an excuse.
Oh, I see.
Well,
He thought it was easy. All right.
T-Dog, remember Danger 730? He's another one.
Well, he's always been there for the shows, but he can be a real pain sometimes.
And then,
Mad
of
Dog.
course, Mad Dog,
Mad
yeah.
Dog.
Mad
I
Dog.
set up 6 separate interviews with him.
Interviews with him.
He
He
has
backed out all 6 times.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
I wouldn't have gotten past the second one.
No.
Well, he's
After
always,
somebody, you know, backs out, second time.
Well, he always did the
You
last
know.
minute. That was the problem.
Yeah, well,
And, you
yeah.
know,
Well, that's
it's-
why I wouldn't ask him again.
Well, and that's the thing. That's why the guests I'm having, most of the guests I'm having here tonight, have always been here when they said they would.
Well, even tonight, Magic was supposed to be
Well,
here.
he was working. He ended up not being here.
Oh,
because
well,
we had to
okay,
work.
all right then.
Duke Schneider was supposed to be here.
And he
ended up
had to
being
work,
stuck at
yeah.
work.
Uh-huh.
And like I said, Lucky was going to be here, but she got hurt.
Right. Well, yeah.
And-
I mean, these things happen.
Right,
Things
yeah.
happen.
But at least Lucky let me know. Lucky, Duke, and Magic. Well, Lucky and Duke let me know in enough time. Magic let me know a few minutes ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you still put on a long, an hour and a half show with several guests that were more than happy to be here with you, like myself.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Right
okay,
now we
all
gotta
right,
wrap
we
this
gotta
up
wrap
'cause we
this
gotta
up.
bring somebody else
Well,
in.
I
gotta
wish you
bring-
all the best of luck in the future, and if you do any more wrestling shows, let me know. I'll get involved. I'll come.
No, I definitely will let you know. Right now, we're
Alright,
gonna head to
yeah.
another commercial and let you
One
bow
last
out that way.
commercial.
Very good.
Yeah, one
And
more.
thank
Come
you
on, we
again
got
for
one more
being
commercial
here.
It's
going.
my pleasure.
Always
My
a pleasure.
pleasure.
Well, you always,
Take care.
Yeah,
you always gotta shake hands with the guests.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let us go to a
You're
commercial.
too lazy to cook. Well, that's alright. Wrap your mouth around some Phil's fried chicken. Oh yeah, taste that only Phil can make, baby. Why? Cause Phil treats his chickens as good as he treats himself. In recycled oil with a taste so good you'll beg for a hot dog. Take advantage of this week's special 8 pieces of Phil's fried chicken for only $24.99. Phil's fried chicken. Eat it all the time, bitch.
Okay.
Welcome back, folks. We have another guest, my nephew Dream, the current Interborough Wrestling Association
Hey.
Richmond County Heavyweight Champion. Why we're calling him heavyweight, I have no clue. If you put a fur coat on him, he'd look like a pipe cleaner.
Oh, stop. He beat you
I
square.
think you're down already, so don't
Scary.
matter.
It's good to have you back, Dream.
Yes, always a pleasure,
Nice
sir.
nails. You gotta get them cut.
Oh my God, yes.
Better scratch you with.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it, dude. He's altering his dream gimmick a
It'd
little.
be a
mainly
hell of
because
a
he
face
couldn't
rake.
get a hold of all the makeup he needed. And we're glad to have you back. I want to talk to you about your experiences with the show and your experience as a Richmond County champion.
And your
And give you the bragging
influences
rights
on
on how you
him.
won that Richmond County championship.
I beat you, but that's what I did.
Yes.
Again, I put him over.
Well, he beat you fair and square. Go on.
Well,
he always says that
so-
when he gets his rear end handed to him on a plate. I
Yeah.
put him over. Yeah, right.
Well, makes it sound good. Makes me look good, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So,
even
tell me.
now, nothing makes you look good.
Tell me, what have you been doing since last time you were here?
Well, I've been going wrestling off the East Coast and everything. Still Richmond County champion. But I want to do something for you tonight. Hold on.
Well, hopefully they can hear you clear. What are you doing?
Go ahead.
I'm presenting you this.
Huh?
I'm presenting you the title.
Why?
Because of respect that you've done for
You're
everybody.
losing your nails,
You're
too.
losing your nails.
Hold on a minute, folks. Actually, I'll accept it as a token, but you are still the Richmond County champion.
Yes.
I've held this championship twice, and I actually dropped the title to Dream at a what was the name of that group?
WOW.
Warriors of Wrestling.
Wasteland of Wrestling, actually.
Yeah, it's all
Trying to be
yeah,
polite.
yeah.
And Dream is handing me this as a tribute to this show over the last 11, 12 years. And I appreciate the sentiment. He's still a Richmond County heavyweight champion now.
Like I said, you were the first person to actually give me a chance.
Well, you're my nephew.
And
I wanted to see you try and, you know,
after
you're
all
my
the
nephew.
years of the support, you give me a chance to fight, do what I love to do.
Yep.
It's
And
an honor.
speaking of what he loves to do, tell us about some of your backyard shenanigans.
Which time?
Anytime you want.
Well, there's a time I got hit with a VCR, a time I got hit with a chair.
Most
a
people watch
wall,
VCRs.
a
He gets hit by
door,
them.
a floor. You name it, I've been hit with it.
That was back.
That's why he walks funny today, folks. He also did some shows for the Staten Island Wrestling Federation with Tony Carrazza. He basically acquitted himself really well. He's young, but he's a decent wrestler. He's got I think he's got what it takes.
Yeah.
You know, what have you been doing now? You're going around defending the title.
I have a show in 2 weeks in Georgia, so.
You're going all the way to Georgia to defend the Staten Island title?
Yep. I was called.
Well, that's
He was
interesting.
challenged. He was challenged.
Challenge,
you
so
know?
I don't
You
care
gotta-
how
you
big
gotta
you are. I
take
don't care
it,
how
you know?
small you are. I'll fight you. If
Yeah.
I win, I win. If I lose, I
That's
lose.
one of the things I've always liked about Dream. This kid's got
Simple as
guts.
that.
Yeah, at the Georgia Wrestling Federation, right?
Well,
yeah, I
you
thought so.
you could try local here. We got.
You got Hector.
How about champ versus champ here? You know.
How you gonna do that? Hector
You
doesn't
know.
have the title anymore.
Well, you know, you probably want another chance for another title.
I'm good with one.
Okay, he's good for one.
How about a three-way?
He's done and over.
How about
with.
a,
Already proved my point.
Okay.
how about how about a
That's why he
three-way?
wears a hat, folks. The point he proves on top of his head.
A three-way
We're giving you
dance.
3-minute warning over
Me,
here.
Hector, and Dream.
Okay, you're on.
Okay. No, Hector
We
doesn't
still
wanna
have
get in the
something
ring
to
anymore.
settle.
Name your time and place.
Hey, anytime, any
Well,
place,
the time
whenever
is
you want.
9:25, and the place is the studio right now. Let's not get into
Okay,
no,
we're wrestling
not
in the
here.
studio.
Thank you
Oh,
very much.
You
Let's
took the
not
fun
start-
out of
2
that.
minutes.
Let's not start
This
that
is 4:41
again,
over there.
We got commercials we got to throw in. You know, I mean, with the
Okay, well,
credits.
We got more.
You know, credits.
We only got.
people, you know,
It appears we only have 2 minutes left till the credits start rolling, folks. So, let me say, hopefully you enjoyed this show.
Yeah.
And
in our
thanks for
series.
your support and viewership over the years.
Yeah.
The 3 or 4 of you who actually watched.
If that many, will you shut
Do
up?
something with this crybaby over
Yeah,
here.
be a man.
Stop. I'm gonna miss it.
No,
don't
I'm-
don't feel bad. I'm gonna miss you too when I
I'm
kill
gonna
you.
miss you.
You know, I hope you
I'm gonna
did
miss
have a
Mike
good
over
time
here,
with
you
us,
know?
in spite of us. That is.
You know,
Yeah, hopefully,
you know, you
hopefully
had a
despite
good time.
the cast of characters we had on
As
the
much as
stage
we
here,
had given, bringing it to
Of
you.
all the influence, you know, you brought to me.
I've
and
been a disturbing
with-
influence on a few people
Well,
here.
you know that too. But
Disturbing
you know,
is the word.
You know what I want to do? I want to bring everybody who was on the show.
Yeah,
Yes.
bring
back
them all in.
for
come
the
on,
final,
come on in,
Guy,
guy, get
for the
in here.
final credits.
Yes.
You see?
Guy,
Yeah, get everybody
Christine,
in here.
All right, fine. I'll get him out.
Go get him.
Look, you slap happy jabroni. We're not talking about you.
Oh God, where are they?
These people all left.
Okay, they're smoking.
They're smoking. Well,
you
we're
know,
bringing in our director then.
Yeah, other
Brian
director.
LaPayower, who's done a great job.
Yes.
Thanks a lot,
Yeah,
Mike.
it was
Yes,
great to have you.
Ryan always. Yes.
Yeah,
And then
come
you
around
guys-
this
yes.
way.
Don't forget,
Rumble Rose?
if the rest of you jabronis out there are going to come in,
They're on the smoke break.
You're on
and
the
Hector's
smoke
come
break.
back.
But we
Now
bring
Christine's come back.
Christine.
Wait a
Okay,
minute, I knew Christine
Christine's
couldn't be on a
back,
smoke
great.
break. She doesn't smoke.
No, that's right.
Wait a minute. Who's talking about throwing challenges?
Uh,
Because
We
everybody
are.
likes to throw. Everybody likes to throw challenges.
no, this knucklehead did.
Well, him
Why
and
Yeah,
do you
me,
want?
you,
why?
and him.
Why do you want to? Why?
For the
Why?
Richmond County title.
But why? Why? I thought you were retired like him.
Yeah, but
The
he always,
man that never
he-
retires.
he occasionally craves the action. You know how
Yeah.
it is.
I crave the craving too.
Well,
but I'm
look,
always going to White Castle. I mean, for God's
The
sake,
White
like, you know.
Castle.
Crave a 10-piece there. Yeah.
30 seconds.
30
10
seconds.
sliders. Yeah.
We got 30 seconds before the credits roll.
Yeah.
What
And
can
the
we
gong go off.
How can we get the 30 seconds to go by very quickly?
For he's a jolly good
Fellow,
fellow.
for he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow.
I hope you never can win the title. I mean, I hope you can.
Tonight. Oh, yeah, tonight.
They're going to make me cry over here.
To the
Everybody
retirement
cut
home. To the retirement home.
Thanks for
He's
joining
coming out of
us.
retirement. Don't
Right
let him. He's coming back.
Right after the Pope gets married.
Thanks for joining us.
And joining the retirement
We'll
home.
take it.
Yes.
See you someday in the future.
Yeah, take it easy. We'll be back.
Maybe. Oh, they're all coming
There
back
we
in now.
go.
The show's over.
We'll
Now
be
they're all
back.
coming back.
Okay.
Yes.
Squeeze in nice and close, boys and girls.
Yes.
Okay, this is the whole cast of tonight's show. This guy's got to put on some weight over here.
The walking on
Well,
conga. Yeah.
oh, he's walking to the wrong side of the neck.
Yeah. Not too many of them.